March 1st, 2022 was such a good day. I was so happy that day. I think that was the first time this year that I wrote on my mood tracker. Very good, very happy day. I don't remember why. It's only been a few days and I'm already starting to forget why. And I really don't want to forget this, so I'm just going to say it. I might have gone to the gym that day. I don't know. But I was in a really good mood. I think I went to work. And at about 1 in the morning maybe, and I started texting, and we talked about me going over, and I had never gone over that late before. But, I don't know, for some reason, I don't have a curfew with him. When it comes to him, I will go out and stay out as late as I can. I don't care. I want to see him all the time. So he said something about me coming over. It might have been a joke, but I was like, all right, when? I'll be there. I ended up pulling up to his house at about 2:20 a.m. So technically March 2nd. But I still counted it as March 1st. I don't know. It felt like the same day. So I got there. I texted him that I was there, walked up to the door, and he said, hold up. So I'm like, okay, he's going to come down the stairs. He'll be here in a second. And then I hear a noise behind me outside, and I'm like, what the hell? Turn around, and he's walking up to the door. And I'm like, where the fuck? He must have just, rolled up or been in his car or something. And it's kind of cold out, but the weather's, starting to get nicer. So, I keep telling him, I want to go on walks and stuff, and I have been walking every day. And he's like, do you want to go on a walk right now? And I'm like, sure. It was very cold, but I mean, not so cold that I was dying. I was not really dressed for it, to be honest. I did not expect us to go on a walk, but I'm very happy that we did. I feel like whenever we hang out, we just make out the whole time and just give each other a different kind of attention, if you know what I mean. We don't do anything, but we don't really talk either. So when we were walking, we actually talked about stuff, and I feel like we don't usually do that. And he was telling me about how he and his sister used to go to this babysitter, and they would get low-key abused and locked in the basement or some shit with the lights off. I don't know. And he was telling me about how he almost got shot one time because somebody thought that he was a gang member. I don't know, it was crazy, but we had fun just talking and walking and hanging out, and I was freezing my little buns off, but we were having a good time. And I did my hair cute that day. I think I straightened it. Yeah, my hair was straightened that day, and I had makeup on for the first time in a very long time, but definitely the first time with him. And I had a little clip in my hair, and he commented on it when we were walking, and he was like, oh my god, it looks so cute. And I was like, oh yeah, thank you. And then when we got home, I mean, we were walking for probably a while, and then we started to head back because he said that he didn't want to tire me out or something. And when we got back inside, we went into the living room, which is our normal hangout spot, and I think we sat on the couch, and we were about to turn on a movie, and then I was like, oh my god, you know what we should do? And he was like, what? And I said, guess. Read my mind and guess. Know what I'm going to say. And he fucking guessed it, and he always gets it. I don't know how, but we are just so in sync with each other. We could just know what the other person is thinking. So I wanted to play Mario Kart, and he knew that. And then we did. And normally when we play Mario Kart, we've only played a few times, but normally when we do, we get distracted really quickly and easily, and we'll just start like kissing or something, and we'll just put the controllers down. But we actually played like a decent amount of time, and we were having fun, and oh my god, I was just so happy. And then after we stopped playing, we decided to watch Saw, I think. We were gonna watch something, I don't know. And I got up. I don't remember what order this happened in now, but I think what happened is... Hold on. No, okay, yeah. So I guess we got up from playing Mario Kart, and we started like hugging or something, like I don't know. And then yeah, oh my god, this was just so fun. I sat on the floor, like I think he said something funny. Jesus, sorry, this is getting so boring because I'm like struggling to remember stuff. I can tell that I'm like being less interesting by the minute, but I think what happened is he said something funny, and I, like, fell on the floor laughing. And then, he told me to get up, so I kind of got up, and then I was like, I feel like doing sit-ups right now. And he was like, oh my god, you want to do sit-ups together? So he got on the floor with me, and we were literally just doing sit-ups together. And it was so crazy because we were going at like the same rate. We started at the same time, and both of us started to like run out of breath and get tired out at the same time. And like I've been telling him this whole time, like we are the same, like we have the same body type, like we are so similar. And dude, I swear to god, that was my proof right there, bro. Like we are in the same physical shape. Like we did the same amount of push, like, sit-ups, and we got tired at the same time. And then I think he, like, laid down on the floor, and he told me to come lay on him, and I was like, on the floor, like, you want me to lay on you? And he was like, yeah. So I laid on him while he was laying on the floor. I don't know. I was just happy. And then he was like, I want McDonald's right now. And I was like, that's so crazy because this is the only time I do not want McDonald's. And he was like, well, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, like, we can go. I'm just not going to get anything. So at this point, it's late. Probably like 3, 4 in the morning. And we get in the car. We go to a McDonald's. It's closed, or it's cash only or something. Yeah, that's what it was. We didn't have cash, so then we looked up a different one to go to, and we went all the way over there. Actually, just kidding, I think it was like 6 minutes away, and we were literally talking about why the fuck, like, I said this, I was like, why do they feel the need to put McDonald's so close to each other? Like, why do 2 McDonald's only have 6 minutes of distance between them? Like, that's crazy. And I don't know, he said something funny. Of course I can't remember. But, like, I think he said, like, for people like me who, like, when one is closed, they have another one. I don't fucking know. So, anyway. This is gonna be so damn long. It was just so funny because I remember the GPS saying 6 minutes, and it just seemed so long. And I literally remember on the way there telling him, this is the longest 6 minutes I've ever experienced in my life. There's no way it was 6 minutes. It had to be more than that. Like, he must have made a wrong turn, or so, like, I do not know how, but, like, yeah, it was funny. So we get there, and he orders, like, fucking, what did he get? Like a hash brown and some McMuffins, McGriddles, I have no idea. And they tell us to, like, pull up to the window to order. So we pull up to the window, and this guy, it was just so funny. They were, like, vibing together. They're like, yo, what up, bro? Like, it was just really funny to see them interact. And they were having a lot of fun, and this guy, I mean, it's the middle of the freaking night, like, nobody cares when it's that late, like, it's so dead, there's no line, like, everybody's chill, and, the guy that we're talking to, pulls up, or, what the fuck am I saying, he, like, looks down into the car, because, you know, the window was kind of high, so I couldn't see him sitting in the passenger seat, but he kind of ducked down to see me, and he was like, oh my god, like, you have such a beautiful girlfriend, and I was thinking, oh, like, girlfriend? Nuh-uh, but, like, maybe, and, was saying something like, yeah, see, like, and the guy was like, see, that's all you need, like, all you need is your girlfriend and fucking, I don't remember what the other thing was. Oh, I hate my memory, dude. But, oh my god, it was so cute. And then after he went to go get the food in the back, I was like, see, he called you beautiful. Like, both of us know what's up. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh, it was so cute. But anyway, so then we got the food and we left. And was like, I don't really want to go home right now. And I was like, well, that's fine. Well, you just keep on driving until you don't want to drive anymore. And he was like, see, like, this is why you're great. So we're driving for a long time, and we're stopping and going and just going wherever he wants, playing music, singing like Bruno Mars, and meanwhile I'm holding his bag of McDonald's, which he hasn't touched. Like, it's probably getting cold, right? And there's this one song that turns on, I think it was like a Michael Jackson song. He's like starting to dance in his seat while he's driving. And by the way, he's like drinking and driving. Like, he's got something with him. Like a can. He always like drinks out of this like skinny can of something. I don't know. So he wasn't like drunk, but he was like, you know, like a little messed up, because I think he was smoking too. He was probably fucking crossed, because he also had like his vapes with him, like a weed one and a nicotine one. Like, this dude is on everything. So anyway, mid-song, he starts like dancing in his seat, and then we're on like this road, this really dead, slow road. It was so fucking cute. He just starts to slow down, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, there's no stop sign, there's no red light, there's nothing. And he stops the car, and he opens the door, and I'm like, literally, what is going on right now? We're stopped in the middle of the street, in the middle of the night. It's blackout, but there are like some street lights, so it's kind of lit, I guess, you know. But it was very dead, and he gets out of the car, and he starts dancing. He leaves the door open, and he walks around, kind of like to the front of the car, and just starts vibing and dancing, and like, it was so fun to watch him, and I wished so bad that I could record him, and like, I wanted to, and I thought about it, and like, I knew I would regret not doing it, and I do regret it, but I just thought that was so awesome. And yeah, and then he got back in the car, and he was like, yeah,
You planning on going out?
I don't know, I'm busy right now though, I can't talk.
Okay, your car.
Yeah, I know, I remember.
Okay, hon.
Alright.
Bye.
Nice. Okay, sorry. So, who the fuck, why am I saying sorry? I'm not even talking to anybody right now. So, he gets back in the car, and he was like, I just had to let it out. And I was like, you're doing so good. Like, you're so adorable. And, he continues to drive. And finally, after a while, he pulls over to eat his food. And then, we go back home, I guess. Like, we finally start to head home. And oh my god, I was just so happy. I was like melting in my seat, like holding onto his arm, like leaning on him, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a big dude, not in like a fat way, but in like a large way. Like, he's 6'3", like, okay, boy, I see you. So I like hold onto his arm, kind of, right? Like, I link arms with him, and I sink down into my seat, and I just press my face against his like I guess, his upper arm. And I'm just, like, fucking cuddling with his arm and, like, while he's driving. And I remember at one point in the drive, he held out his hand, sort of where my hand was, like, by my leg. So I hold his hand, and he's like, no, that's not what I wanted. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So I let go of his hand, and he's like, I wanted your thigh. So he, like, grabs my thigh, and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh my god, I'm, like, fangirling over him. And then we make our way home, and we get inside, and I'm freezing. Oh, wait, no, just kidding. I'm getting this all mixed up. No, I'm not. Everything's fine. But we're gonna put on Saw, which is a movie that we've been talking about wanting to watch. It's, like, one of my favorite movies. I used to fall asleep watching to it. That did not make sense, did it? Anyway, you know what I meant. So, he spends this time, like, trying to pull it up on an illegal website, because I forgot to bring the DVD, of course, and, he's struggling to get, like, the subtitles on, and it's so funny, like, he was getting, like, so mad, but, and then he finally got it, and he was so proud of himself. He's like, oh my god, I fucking did, like, you see that shit, like, damn, I just did that, and I was like, oh my god, honey, like, good job. And then I think something happened. He ended up saying, like, no, you know what happened? I think what happened is he said he wanted to go upstairs. I don't know if I'm remembering this right, but he wanted to go upstairs to his sister's room because his sister's at college, and, you know, he wanted to hang out in there with me, wink wink. And LOL, like, we don't do anything though, but, like, that's, like, you know. So he talks about having the DVD, and I'm like, wait, so you went through all that to look this up on an illegal website when you literally have the DVD? He's like, yeah, I was just too lazy to go downstairs and get it. And I'm like, oh my god. So he goes downstairs to get the DVD, and I go with him. I was like, I didn't even know you had it downstairs. He was like, yeah, it's, like, really messy, but, like, you can come see it if you want. So I go downstairs, and it's like a cute room, but, I mean, shit everywhere. Just, I mean, laundry all over the floor. You couldn't even walk. But he, like, climbed all over it and, you know, got to the movies and found some old games, like Guitar Hero. Oh my god, that made me want to play Guitar Hero. And some old, like, GameCube games, and I was, like, freezing down there, but I was just, like, watching him go through everything, and I was just, like, standing by the bottom of the stairs being like, are you done yet? Like, what's going on? I cannot even fit down here. And then we go back upstairs. Yeah, see, I'm definitely mixed up a little bit. He puts in the DVD. See, I don't know why, like, he changed his mind and wanted to watch the DVD all of a sudden. But he puts in the DVD, we start watching it, and we're, like, a few minutes in, and he's like, actually, do you want to bring this upstairs? And I was like, sure, like, I guess. We go up to his sister's room, we bring the DVD player, we bring the blankets, we bring my backpack, we bring everything. And we turn on the movie, and instantly, and this is so funny, literally instantly, he is, like, starting to cuddle with me. He's, like, all over me in bed. And I'm like, this never happens, because I'm the needy one. I'm always the one who is, like, all over him when he's trying to pay attention to whatever we're watching. But this time, probably for the first time, I was paying attention to the movie. And see, it makes so much sense now. This probably actually is why. That was a movie that I loved and he had never seen. So since I knew what it was about, like, I really genuinely wanted to watch it. But he, probably like how I am with all the movies that he shows me, was like, I don't care, like, whatever, like, I just want to, like, you know. So I kept telling him, like, look up, pay attention. He wasn't even looking. He was just, like, literally, he had his, like, face probably mashed into my arm, kind of like how I was with him in the car, but in bed. And oh my god, he was just being so cute, and it was so nice to see him being needy for once, because it made me feel like I wasn't the only one who was into it or something, because for a while I've been feeling like, you know, I'm more into it than he is, or like I just am so annoying. I just need so much attention all the time and he's so uninterested. But this time it was the other way around, and that honestly felt good. I was like, yeah, cool. But anyway, so we ended up not watching the movie. We turned it off. I think we put on like Pokemon instead or something. And it was so funny because the only reason I told him to put on Pokemon was because it was like, if you're gonna not pay attention to something, it should be Pokemon, because we've seen that, you know. So this dude fucking turns on Pokemon and starts paying attention. And I was like, the whole point of this was so that you could keep doing what you're doing. So he stops giving me his attention, turns it to the TV, and now I'm the one who's needy, not wanting to watch Pokemon. I didn't really want to watch it. Like, I just wanted to make out and cuddle and shit. And, yeah, that was funny. And then he starts, like, thinking of other scary movies we can watch, and he starts, like, browsing, and then he's on Netflix, and he's scrolling through the scary movies, and he stops on The Exorcist for like a second, and I had never seen that, and my mom told me a long time ago, do not watch this until you're in your 40s, because that's how old I was when I watched it, and I still wasn't ready. Like, don't ever watch it. And I have been refraining from watching that for forever, literally. Like, I was never planning on watching it. So he paused on it for a brief second, and I was like, no. And he presses play, and I'm like, no fucking way. Like, I do not consent. This is not what I signed up for. I really, really, really don't want to watch this. And he was like, you're being, like, such a baby. It's really not scary at all. It's no big deal. And I'm like, dude, you don't understand. Like, I get so messed up by scary movies. I know that this is gonna mess me up. I can't handle paranormal shit. I don't want to watch this. Like, I've seen the pictures. Like, I'm not interested. It's gonna give me nightmares. So I'm over here freaking out. He will not turn the movie off. He's like, it's fine, just watch it. I really want you to watch this. Like, please, for me. Like, just do this one thing that I'm asking of you. And I'm like, well, what am I gonna get in return? And he's like, anything. I'll literally do anything. And I'm like, dude, fuck. Like, I was getting legitimately upset. He would not turn it off, and I would be like trying to cuddle with him, doing that thing where he pays attention and I don't, and he was like, no, you need to watch. Like, pay attention. Like, put your eyes on the screen. So it felt like I was being controlled in that moment, and I don't know, like, it was not a good feeling. I was not happy at all. And so I look at the screen and I don't want to, and I'm fucking, like, frowning. I'm pouting. Like, I'm having a bad time. And it's not because I'm, like, trying to be dramatic or show him I'm upset. Like, that's legitimately how I'm feeling, and it's, like, showing involuntarily. So I start to, like, cover my face with the blanket, and he's like, stop, like, what are you doing? Like, you have to watch. And I just, like, keep doing that, and eventually he's like, oh my god, stop, like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, dude, like, the fuck? And I, like, turn, oh my god, it was just so frustrating, because I just wanted, it's like, if you're gonna make me watch the scariest movie ever made, the least you could do is, like, hold my hand, or, like, cuddle with me, or look at me, or touch me anywhere. But he was like, on the other side of the bed, he was like, no, you need to pay attention, you're not gonna be distracted. And I was like, dude, what the hell, this is so mean. Like, I was like, I am going to be upset the entire time. Like, I am going to be in a bad mood. This is not fun. So he's like watching the movie to make sure I'm paying attention and whatever, and he looks over and he starts laughing. He's like, why do you look so mad? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not. And he's like, you look so upset. And I didn't say this, but I really wanted to. I was like, well, yeah, like, I am upset. Like, what do you mean? And he was laughing about it, and I'm like, dude, like, I'm legitimately unhappy right now. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. But I was just, like, sitting there, and he was like, why are you being so pouty? And I'm like, bro, like, fucking, this is, like, a huge sacrifice I'm making for you. And I literally said to him, I was like, so what's gonna happen when down the line we stop talking, you ghost me, and I am left with these horrible memories of something that you're making me do for you right now, and I am traumatized by the images in my mind from this movie? It's all gonna be for nothing. I'm going through this trauma for nothing. And he just kept saying it's not that bad and whatever. So I'm like, oh my God. And I think he does something to make me laugh or make me smile. And, you know, it's like, whatever. Okay, so I'm sort of paying attention to the movie. And then I think the thing that cheered me up was when he actually, like, turned towards me and started giving me attention and hugged me. And, oh my God, it was like a sigh of relief. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And he started kissing me and being okay with me not watching. Like, he was sort of initiating it. And I was like, thank the Lord. And, oh my God, like, I did cheer up. And I was sort of not paying attention for the rest of the movie. We were just, like, giving each other attention and affection, like usual. But I would sort of look whenever I heard, like, a scary part. You know how, like, in a scary movie you could hear when a scary part is happening? So I, like, sort of looked up and I was like, holy shit, like, what's going on? And it really was not that bad, but, like I said, I was not paying attention to most of, like, the second half of the movie, which was, like, you know, the scariness. And, at the end of the movie, he was saying, like, see, like, that's it. And I was like, oh, okay, like, I guess that's not that bad. Like, you know, as, I don't know, whatever. And by the end, what happened? I don't know. I got better. It was all good. And before that, actually, he put on Paranormal Activity, which I hadn't seen in so many years, and I was also really freaked out about watching that, and I didn't want to watch it because I remember it messed me up. And I literally told him, what happens when you fall asleep? I know what's going to happen already. You're going to put this on, and you're going to fall asleep. And I'm going to be up by myself watching this, and I'm going to be scared shitless. And he's like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, I'm here. I'm not going to fall asleep. This bitch fucking falls asleep. And, you know, I'm here. I'm watching all by myself. And I make it to the end, and I end up having to, like, put the blanket over my face. And I, like, am trying to wake him up, but not in, like, a hey, wake up kind of way. It was in, like, a, you know, like, laying on him and, like, putting my arm on him and, like, trying to, like, but, you know, I wasn't trying that hard, but, like, I was trying. And he wouldn't wake up, and it was just getting scarier and scarier, and I was like, oh my God, I can't handle this right now. And, like, the lights were off, and it was dark and whatever. And, so yeah, and then I think he woke up a little bit after that. I think what happened, actually, is, geez, I'm having such a hard time remembering now. I fell asleep, I think, after he fell asleep. I think that's what happened. So I think I fell asleep after Paranormal Activity. And that's when we woke up and turned on The Exorcist or something like that. But I actually slept at his house. And I was there. I think I fell asleep at probably 7 or something, 7 a.m. And that was when Paranormal Activity ended, I believe. And then, woke up at probably 9. And then I think we fell back asleep again during the middle of the day. Maybe like 4 p.m., 3 p.m., I don't know. And we were just, like, in bed all day watching movies. So, like, when it was technically officially March 2nd, like, we had slept a few hours, we're, like, awake, and it's the next day. It still felt like the same day. We were just kind of sleeping on and off for a little bit. But we were in bed the whole time. We were, like, I don't think we got out of bed once. We didn't get up to eat. We were just being very lazy, and it was kind of weird. Not as fun as it was the previous night, but I think that was it for our hangout. And I told him while we were in bed, I was like, this has been my favorite hangout so far. And he was like, why? Like, that's, like, so random. And I was like, well, I'll tell you why. We went for a walk. We played Mario Kart. We did sit-ups. We went for a really long drive. We had a really fun fucking time tonight. And he's like, you know what? You're right. Like, I think this is my favorite hangout too. And yeah, I was at his house for like 17 hours, and I left at 7 p.m. because he wanted to go to the gym. If it wasn't for that, though, I could have stayed there forever. But I knew I had to go home for other reasons. But yeah, and I asked him, like, so you're not sick of me yet? Like, when, like, were you just not gonna kick me out? And he's like, no, like, no. And I said, how long do you think it would take for you to get sick of me? And he was like, I don't know. And, yeah, I think that is it. That is the story of that hangout. And I just wanted to remember that. And I was talking to him about, like, what are we going to do next time? What are we going to do to top this? And he said that he doesn't know. And it hasn't happened yet. And I haven't talked to him really at all since I left his house, which is kind of concerning. That was like 3 days ago. He's been really not responding at all. I mean, I haven't reached out that many times, but he's just been laggy and weird, and I know he's going through a lot right now, but I just miss him, and I care about him so much, and I just want him to be okay. I'm literally gonna cry right now. Oh my god. But I just wish that we could, like, have hangouts like that all the time. I just wish we could see each other like that all the time and just have that much fun. And, like, I don't know. But, oh my god, and when we were in bed, this is, like, the last thing I'm gonna say. When we were in bed, he was doing that really cute thing that he does, and I've never talked to anyone about this before or said this anywhere, so this is officially the first time I'm talking about this, but he has, like, this blanket from his childhood. I think it's a Dumbo blanket. Don't quote me on that. I've only seen it once. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's like a soft purple little blanket, I guess, from when he was a baby. And there is this spot on the blanket that he likes to, like, smell, and he puts it up to his face, and he does that for comfort. So he'll get his blanket. It's so fucking cute. He'll literally be, like, laying on his back, and he'll be watching TV. He'll get the blanket, and he'll look for that little spot, and he'll put it up to his nose, and he'll just have the blanket in his face while watching TV. He's, like, the cutest little baby, and, like, he just deserves to be protected from the entire world, and he just seems so, like, pure and innocent. He's so, oh my god, he's so adorable. I just want to hold him and never let go. Man. And there is one more thing, I think. It was funny, when we were on the couch downstairs, like at the beginning of the hangout, I had made a joke about how the previous time we hung out, he was asking who wears the pants in the relationship, and I was like, relationship? And he was like, no, that's not what I meant. And I was like, and he said, we're not official yet. And I made, like, a joke reference about that, like, this time. And I think that's when I probably, like, started laughing and fell on the floor and stuff, because he was like, oh my god, like, that did not happen, what are you talking about? So I don't know what he wants. I don't know if he wants to be official. I don't know what the goal is, but I want him. I'm okay with what we are right now, but I hope that he wants the same thing as me, which is for this to not end. And he keeps freaking out about the future and, like, making commitments, and it's like, I'm not saying I don't want it to end ever. Like, if I say I don't want it to end, that doesn't mean I want to stay together forever. It just means right now I have no reason to stop this. So, like, still, like, living in the moment. Like, I'm not trying to plan for the future or anything. But yeah, I'm just so happy with him. He just, oh my god, the way that he makes me feel is so crazy. And I feel like we went through a lot at the beginning of the whole us starting to talk kind of thing. We went through, like, a rough patch almost immediately somehow. I think it was just because of the lack of communication and boundaries and things like that. And both of us thought we weren't going to come out of it. Like, both of us thought we just got, you know, we got off on the wrong foot and it just wasn't going to work out. But we pushed through it, and things got easier and it felt like less pressure, and we stopped talking so much about serious stuff and about the future and being afraid of commitment and things like that. And I don't know, but I'm gonna end this recording. That's like all I got. So whoever's listening to this, thank you for listening. It's been a great time. It was really nice for me to get all this off my chest, and I'm really happy now knowing that hopefully I won't forget, because I've been forgetting a lot of things, and I'm very happy that I chose this memory to hold on to. So, all right. Talk to you next time.